Hey Internet, Eric here. Back with an Is It Worth the Hate video. I haven't done one of these in a long time. Is It Worth the Hate is a concept where I guess you would say, take a film that I'm late to the party watching, and it's a movie that has been trashed by critics, the audience. It was a box office bomb, all that mixed together, maybe. And I decide, in my opinion, is it worth all the trash talking? I have a playlist of these. Like I said, I haven't done one of these in a long time. I think the last one I did was a couple years ago. Phantasm Ravager. I think that was the fifth one. But I've also discussed, I guess you'd say, the third or fourth, however you want to look at it, Fantastic Four movie. I've done quite a bit. Today, speaking of Fantastic Four, we're going to get back into the comic book world. Today, I'm going to discuss, in my opinion, is Morbius worth the hate? Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes. This came out in 2022, and usually what I do with these is I'll do research, what critics thought, Rotten Tomatoes, stuff like that. So Morbius had a budget of 75 to 83 million dollars, only made 167.5. It was actually nominated for 5 Golden Raspberries, including Best Picture. And Jared Leto, I know, won for Best Actor. And I can't see. Okay, I can't see her name, but the actress who played the love interest, the doctor, she also apparently won for best or for worst actress. I guess you would say she won for that. Leto won for worst actor. Second week of release, a 74% drop in box office. Supposedly, that says that's the second worst for a superhero film. I think number one is Steel. I don't know how Joker 2 or Joker Afoladu, however you pronounce it, I don't know how that fits into this as of this writing. Rotten Tomato scores, critics give it a 15%, fans or audiences give it a 71%, and on IMDb, it's a 5.1 out of 10. Basic plot of this, we are following Michael Morbius, played by Jared Leto. Is it Jared Leto or Leto? Jared Leto, I'm going to say that. And he is a doctor, but he was born with some type of genetic disease where he is forced to walk on canes. You know, the crutches where you have like your hands here and you got them on your wrist. He's forced to walk on with crutches. He meets a young boy named Lucian, who he calls Milo, who also has a rare disease. Michael Morbius is very smart, and as an adult, tries to find a way to cure his illness, and also help Milo and any other person struggling with disease by using bat DNA. And of course, human trials happen on himself, and he is slowly turning into a vampire. Okay, this is, I think, the third film to come out in Sony's Spider-Man universe of movies that doesn't involve Spider-Man, because we had the first two Venom films. First off, I thought Jared Leto was actually pretty good in this. I liked him. He had his same kind of he lots of times Jared Leto was like, he's got a perfect mixture of cocky and arrogance with, he's just also that guy you kind of like. You know what I mean? He's not an asshole, but he can come off as one. I like him here. I like how he wants to help little children. Like, there's a great scene where a girl, they are forced to put into a coma because if they don't, she's gonna have a stroke type of thing. He's got a great relationship with her. He's got a great relationship with the doctor who is helping him do this, but knows it's a bad thing type of deal. And I like him with what's his name, Matt Smith, the guy who plays Milo. They are great together. They are like, this is a good tag team. The actress who plays, I guess you would say, the love interest or the other doctor, she's fine. She's just there. Nothing special, but she doesn't suck. Matt Smith, who plays Milo. I never watched Doctor Who. A lot of people say he's great in Doctor Who. I've never seen a single episode of any of the Doctor Who's, but this guy makes me want to watch it. He's charismatic. He's great as a villain because eventually he takes I guess you would say, he takes the formula himself, and he becomes a vampire too. He's great as a villain, so charismatic, so much fun, such a smart ass. And again, great chemistry with Jared. So he's great. There is I guess you would say, the actor who plays, let's see here, this guy here. He is the, I guess you'd say, father figure to Milo and Michael. They were at a school in Greece, and he was the one, like, I guess it's either a school or a hospital. He was the one taking care of them. I only know him from Lost in Space, the Matt LeBlanc movie. He plays the older Will Turner from the future, and the Poltergeist remake. He plays the Tangina role, and he's a lot better than her in it. So he's really good in this. I wish there was more of him. The only other, I guess you would say, actor of note is Tyrese Gibson, and he plays a detective, and he's just there. You didn't need to hire him; he could have hired any actor. So the acting is pretty good overall. Um, I like the special effects for the most part. Lots of times though, it's sped up. We get it. It's sped up like the action, and then we get the super Zack Snyder like slow mo, and then it's sped up again. So it's kind of hard to follow, especially during like the final fights. Like the final fight between Milo and Michael is hard to follow because of that. And also, the problem is when either Milo or Michael they're moving at their super speed, you have like this weird smoky color around him. Again, and that's what hides a lot of the action. Other things that I didn't care too much for is I don't like the way they look when when they're a vampire. The CGI is not good in my opinion. I don't like the way they don't show it here. I don't like the way Michael looks as a vampire. I think Milo looks even worse. He looks more like a zombie if played by Willem Dafoe. Um, I do like some of the ideas though. I like how they show how Michael's learning about his abilities though. Like there's a scene where he's being chased by Milo. There's a great fight scene in like a I guess you would say a subway station that goes down into where the subway train is. And great fight. The slow motion there is done well. And then when it's super fast, it's done well. Excuse me one second. Allergies, man. It's been like this for my last few videos. Um, I like how when Milo was chasing after Morbius, he Morbius just sits there. And first off, we saw how he can use the sonar with the hearing. That looked really cool. But now he's feeling the wind. You know what I mean? And he can't fly. He ain't got fucking wings, but he's feeling the wind of the oncoming subway train, and he is using that to propel himself to help him glide and fly in front of the subway. It looks awesome. Um, Not too much gore. Obviously, it's PG-13. But we get some neck bites. We get some people being shot, people being clawed. But it's so quick. It would have helped probably if this was rated R. This was obviously before Deadpool. No, was it before Deadpool? I don't remember. Anyways, I think an R rating would have helped us. It's a vampire flick, man. We want to see the blood. We want to see the blood and guts and stuff like that. Especially if he grows claws and hacks and slashes at people. What else? That's the problem. Is it worth the hate? Is Morbius worth the hate? No. But there's going to be a little asterisk to this. No, it is not worth the hate. It is not garbage. It's not worth all the horrible. I laughed at them too. Memes that came out when this movie was bombing, but it also, sadly, it got a lot of popularity, so they re-released it in theaters and it bombed again. That sucks. It's not worth all the hate, all the people saying it's garbage, it's dumpster fire, blah blah blah. Then you haven't seen Steel. You haven't seen a lot of movies out there in like as a comic book film. I remember watching Mystery Men, and I had to turn that off. A lot of people love that movie. Far from being worth the hate, but it's just average. It exists. It's fine. You know what I mean? I think I got this cheap on Amazon. I don't feel ripped off. I like Jared's performance. I really love Matt Smith as Milo. The other characters are just kind of there. They exist. I love me a vampire movie. Oh, there is a good scene where where Michael he's on the run and he needs a lab to do his experiments, and he takes a lab from a bunch of punks that are making counterfeit money. That's a cool scene. How he just shows his powers. He grabs like one of the guys pulls a gun on him. No, he pulls a gun or a knife, but he grabs the hand and he talks about how many bones are in the hand and he starts breaking them. Oh, and now it's time for the phalanges. Breaks them. Then they ask, "Who are you?" And he says, "I am Venom." So it's a cool little nod. Um, it's fine. It's a typical superhero movie that just exists. It's not good or bad. It's fine. It's like the or not the original because that's Roger Corman, but the Jessica Alba Fantastic Four movies. They're fine. So is this one. It does suck that this one failed. So that Michael Keaton cameo as Vulture is probably gonna go nowhere, unless fingers crossed they bring them in for Secret Wars. Who knows what's going on with that? But is it worth the hate? Nah. But it's not that great either. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment below. Tell me, do you hate this movie? Do you like this movie? What's your thoughts? Click the bell. 2 days, Wednesday, I am interviewing at 7:30 p.m. Central Time my current favorite deathmatch wrestler, Dr. Redactor. We're going to talk deathmatch stuff, but we're also going to geek out. We're going to talk comic books, maybe some comic book films, Muppets. We're going to talk Disney, all the stuff that is behind the madness when it comes to Dr. Redacted. And this coming Friday, the 19th, two things. Shocktober's coming up, where I am 13 uploads in 13 days from the 19th through the 31st. I did this a couple years ago. Jumping headfirst into the sequels to the Howling franchise. But wash that possible bad taste out of my mouth that night at 8 p.m. Central Time. Frenzy and I are getting back together, and it's going to be a monster bash. It's just us getting together around Halloween time. Speaking about spooky stuff. We're going to have some guests. It's going to be fun. Hope to see you there. And then on the 25th, that Friday, next week, Calvin Coco, the modern man, is being interviewed on my channel. Then after the 31st, I'm taking a break. Whew. But Morbius isn't worth the hate. Cheers.